Ndjakalenga, I'm sorry. This is your name is very unique, and I've been practicing all day, and I still screwing it up. But I'm so excited to have you here on the Intangible Podcast. Just looking at your career, where you're from. You're growing up in Sioux Falls. You move and you go on to become a unbelievable player at Texas. You're All-American in high school. Not only that, you deem yourself as a Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
So as you start to think about, your upbringing and things like that, as we get the show going, those are the things that we want to dive into. And so welcome to the Intangible Podcast. Really excited to have you here.
Thank you, Chris, for having me here.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of got started a little early. We started talking about some things that is very relatable to you and what you're doing in your major, and talking about these different personality pieces. And right away, I got challenged on some of my things that we're working on. Not necessarily challenging, but just a lot of questions. And so I'm already really impressed with you and who you are. And but before we really jump into all of those things, is there a nickname for you?
I prefer to be called Ndjakalenga. I know it's really difficult to say, but
no, I appreciate that. Ndjakalenga.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. Her name is Madison, and I don't like people calling her Maddie, so I get that. And I have a son, Maxwell. Like, we're not calling him Max, calling him Maxwell. So I get that. So good for you for having that. Not doing that.
My mom was the same way, so that's why I just like my name. It has meaning to it, so that's if it was just another name, maybe I would shorten it. But yeah.
Perfect. So we're gonna start there. Give me the meaning behind your name.
My name means a gift of luck. It comes from my mom's tribal language. She's from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and so that's why I like. It's like a blessing on me when people say my name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to keep saying it throughout. So
I believe in you.
Yes. All right. So you grew up in Sioux Falls, and take me through your early childhood and how you grew up. You have siblings, and with your mom being an amazing basketball player herself in her own right. What was that like growing up in a house like that?
My upbringing was pretty awesome. I'm very family orientated. So just growing up, I was born in Nebraska, and then from Nebraska, we moved to Sioux Falls. When I first heard that we were moving to Sioux Falls, I was a little bit confused because I didn't think Sioux Falls was a city. But now I've grown appreciation for Sioux Falls. Yeah. I could say I call it my home as well. I played a lot of sports. My older sister, she ran a little track in college, and she also played a little basketball. She was really fast. She was really good at running. And from that, my mom would take my sister to the YMCA, and me and my younger brother, Betsier, we would just be, just messing around, dribbling basketball, shooting hoops while my sister was training. And then when I got a little older, I actually started out with AAU track, because again, my sister, she was running track in high school.
And you were chasing her.
Yeah. I wouldn't really say that because again, I was really bad at first. It was just a way to keep us to give us something to do. Because again, like I said, my mom was a basketball athlete. So long story short, I started with track. I got into basketball in second grade. And, that one also, again, I wasn't really the best. I was probably really average or below average, but it was something fun to do.
Yeah.
And then I got into volleyball.
How do you balance that and making that decision? Because I have a daughter, she's playing volleyball, and she's, but she also is basketball, and she likes both, but if you had to ask her right now, she'll tell you she's a volleyball player. And so, what was that like for you, trying to decide if you're going to, when to make that change, and how do I commit to this one sport, but I still really like this other sport? I
didn't really consider basketball as something I could do past high school until COVID happened and I started training.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I would say, and it's a little bit harder in this day and age because you got middle schoolers who can dunk now. You got the field has definitely evolved and become really specific.
Yeah.
But I still emphasize an importance on having multiple trades, if you will.
Right.
luckily my high school coaches, they were all very understanding. Obviously, like junior year, I'm more so leaning towards basketball because I'm building out into a, more of like a stronger structure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no structure, there's no physical appearance to any, but I'm honing in on my basketball skills. So I can definitely see where juggling everything starts to become difficult. And for that, I just say, like, if there's one she's leaning towards right now, focus more of your extracurricular time towards that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But like, I still think like, you learn a lot of life lessons when you have multiple sports that you're involved in. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, you become a junior. Well, you say COVID.
Yeah.
How did COVID and why did COVID, help you make that mind switch and say, hey, I'm really going to start focusing on basketball?
So at the time I was a sophomore. It was like towards the spring of my sophomore year. Everything shuts down, but luckily my AU program I was a part of, All Iowa Attack, another state we got to carry on. But so like with All Iowa Attack, we were still able to practice and do workouts. Obviously we had to quarantine and respect, those quarantine regulating laws. But we were still working out and I was still doing extra stuff. Like I would find unique ways of still working out. My high school coach, he had because shutdown happened in South Dakota around the time we were supposed to go to the state tournament, like a week before. So, we're all bummed. We're all like, oh, like what? Yeah,
that was a tough time. Yeah. It was a tough time for, high school and freshmen going into college.
Yeah.
It's tough. Parents who had to now homeschool kids.
Yes, exactly. So you get it. Like there was a lot of setbacks, but I would just say like having, I would say a decrease in distraction because quarantine, so you're locked in.
Focus.
And again, like I was playing AAU basketball. I wasn't really doing AAU volleyball anymore. So I was like, all right, I can just lock in. That was when me, my two younger brothers, we were all just working out, If we weren't working out, we were just chilling. So that's really how we got through quarantine. It was a little bit boring, but at the same time, it was good to really lock into what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but in that time you got a chance to hone in on your basketball skills, and then by the time that you get through COVID and you go into your junior year, you guys go on and win a state championship.
Yes.
So on top of all of that, you go on and become Player of the Year, 2022.
Yeah, South Dakota Gatorade Player of the Year.
Like how awesome was that?
It was pretty cool. The accolades was nice. I did enjoy the free gear, but also
I do miss my free gear from the NFL days, so I get that. But
it was cool. It was nice to be recognized, but also I just kept my head down and kept pushing because when you get to college, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
Everybody's good.
Everybody's a Gatorade Player of the Year. Everybody's a Player of the Year. It was nice in the moment. And I was like, okay, well, summer workouts.
I always say, you get to college, you go from high school being, the hero, and then you get to college, you can go right back to being a zero. And so it's very humbling. Yeah, it's very humbling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now we kind of started the show a little bit about talking about you being a Swiss Army knife. That's your thing. Where did that versatility come from?
Again, I think it's just because I was a multi-sport athlete, so I developed skills in different areas. I also found ways, because my AAU squad was also good along with my high school squad, so just finding ways to score when everybody's good, know? Yeah. I would say I would just focus on the little things. When I would train, I would still be working on scoring, but if there were ways like, I can be more physical, I can help out on defense, use my athleticism, I just looked at it like I'm a small puzzle piece to a big jigsaw puzzle. So I would say, that's sort of how I became the Swiss Army knife.
Well, you go on, as you say, you the, Sioux Falls Player of the Year, and then you get recruited by Texas. You end up at the University of Texas. What was that transition like going from high school in Sioux Falls to Texas?
Yeah, I would say going from Sioux Falls to Texas. Well, Austin is just its own it's like going from like, I don't know, down south to New York City. Like there's this loud a little bit, but yeah. So the cultural shock was what hit me the hardest, because I had playing in the EYBL circuit. You play against the best, you know. You see really good competition. So I knew basketball wise, even if some of those women were going to be, you know, like better than me, I knew one thing's for certain: I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna let the work go for me. But like outside of that, I always say, like the summer going into my freshman year was just really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot more people, and seeing a lot of different cultures and all that. That wasn't the problem. It was just the fact that like there was always noise. Like, and when you walk outside, construction, cars, something like.
You wasn't used to that.
I wasn't used to that. And so I would say also to the lack of a car. So I was forced to really just become a team player, rely on others, and just somehow, yeah, rely on my teammates for sure. I was hanging out with them a lot because, like, if it wasn't for them, I was definitely gonna be lost. But yeah.
Was there any moment where you decided you were thinking about, all right, I just want to go back home?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was like so, you know, after you get past the culture shock and things start to settle in, luckily, like after a month, we get a little bit of time off before the second session. When I went home, I was like, Mom, I don't want to go back, please.
Don't make me.
So, which is funny because, you know, it's my life. I gotta go back. Right. But yeah, there was times when I wanted, and even like during the season too, because again, I'm in Sioux Falls, and it wasn't even like I just miss my family because I'm a family person. Yeah. So yeah, that's really. There were times definitely when I was homesick. Yeah. Sometimes still happens, but I know how to cope with it now. So
you get settled in, you stay. Yeah. You don't get too homesick and leave. And and I'm sure your mom was probably a big piece of saying, no, you getting out of here. No matter what you think, you're getting out of here. You go on, you play over 103 games at the University of Texas, and again, you become well known for. You can score when you needed to, when you wanted to score, and then you can be the physical player, and you were known for those things there at Texas. How did you develop your leadership and your composure through those ups and downs as you're going from a freshman to a sophomore? What was that mindset of? Was it a mindset of, hey, I want to be this type of leader, or was it just you just gradually kind of grew into who you've become? Yeah,
at my time at Texas, I wouldn't consider myself a leader. I would consider myself more of like a team player, if you will, just because of the fact that I wasn't the first, second, or third option. So I had to really...
Don't sell yourself short now, because that's leadership. Being a team player, that's leading by example. Those are leadership skills.
I appreciate that. But yeah, going from freshman to sophomore year, I really just kept my head down, no matter the circumstances. There was games where I didn't even go in, or if I went in, it was for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I would be the same way to my mom, like, bro, like I'm seeing things happen, and I can't even do anything about it. But again, just like that work ethic I built when I was younger, just, focus on what I'm good at, focus on what I can improve, and just keep doing the little things. And so gradually that helped me out, especially junior year going to the Final Four. So it all paid off.
How hard is it to sit with that discomfort and not knowing that you can contribute? You're feeling like you can contribute but not getting an opportunity. I think it's important for young athletes to know that you have those times, but seeing someone who's going through that, how did you manage that?
Right. It was extremely difficult, and I lost myself a couple of times. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah. And that's just life, You're gonna go through some times where you feel like you're not the person you thought you were gonna be. But the things that helped out was having a a belief system, trusting in God, and also having that one or two people who can remind you. It was my family. No matter if I was playing 0 minutes or if I was starting in the game, they were always going to be there encouraging me. And those things, those are the reasons why I stuck with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, I transferred or whatever, but I would say if it wasn't for last year, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I'm glad I went through it. So for the young athletes out there, you might feel like you're being disrespected. Stick with it. Keep putting in the work, even when no cameras, no highlight reels are happening for you. I promise you, God will help you out.
What kind of foundation did you've now coming to the other side of it?
Yeah.
How strong is your foundation now than it was when it was in those trying times?
Oh, it was extremely, it's strong. Like I'm talking about, you're going to have to put a grenade in there if you wanted to break. But I really do think it came with like just learning. I think going through multiple hard times, you know, it's that really helped out. And I would say again, the work that I put in order for those big moments. So when those big moments happened, I wasn't even phased. I was like, this is supposed to happen. I know it's supposed to happen. But yeah, it was a lot of the minuscule work that I put in when nobody was really watching me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like to do this thing called 2 minute. It's like this 2 minute going into halftime in football. And so it's just these rapid fire questions that I'm going to throw out to you, and whatever comes to mind, you just say. Okay. All right? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. What is the favorite arena that you've ever played in?
Moody. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Moody really quickly.
Like I went to UConn. We played at UConn's place. We played at South Carolina's place. But the feeling that Moody had, like, it made other teams like second guess how they were playing because it was big. And like when you really got fans going in there, it was just awesome. So yeah, I would say Moody Center.
All right. Yeah. Perfect. I like that. All right. Best player that you ever matched up against?
There's a lot of amazing players. Most recently, when we joined the SEC, I would say...
Welcome, by the way.
Thank you. I would say the one that just stood out to me most was Joyce Edwards from South Carolina, because like she's a freshman, but the things she was doing, like me personally, it took me a couple years to get some of that. And the fact that she was physical, the fact that she has room to grow, the fact that she's aggressive, like that, like it was just amazing to play against her because I could see she doesn't have a ceiling. Her, and again, South Carolina, they have an amazing squad. Yes, I'm not discrediting anybody in the SEC. You know, there's amazing players in there. I would just say, playing against Joyce Edwards, I was like, anytime she came in, I was like, either she can do everything. Like, I can't just guard the post because she's going to go on the perimeter. So, her.
That's awesome. All right, your go-to pregame hype song, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it always fluctuates, but the one that helped me get through last season was, it's by Kodak Black. I forgot the title of it, but it was, Tunnel Vision.
You can rap. You can give me a little bit, give me some lyrics.
No, I'm good, but it's Tunnel Vision. It's Tunnel Vision, yeah.
All right. The most underrated skill of yours.
My shooting ability.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's coming back. Don't worry. They're going to have to see me out there.
All right. Who was your favorite WNBA player that you grew up watching?
Candace Parker. I still have a big sticker of her in my downstairs in the basement back when she played with the Sparks. Yeah, she was a pretty cool player because she looked like me and she was just athletic and cool person to watch.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Done a great job right now.
Yes. And then I know it's 2 minutes, but also Maya Moore. But then when COVID happened and everything got shut down, but she was phenomenal on Minnesota. Yeah, she was really good too.
All right. One word to describe your playing style.
It's going to be hard.
You get to know yourself right now.
I know. I always say unicorn, because like it just whatever is needed is unique, it's innovative.
I like that.
Maybe innovative is a better word.
I like that. All right, last one for you. First thing you want fans here at Vanderbilt to know about you.
That I'm ready to work, and I can't wait to see everybody out there. I really do. With Coach Ralph and the my amazing teammates, we're going to do some special things. So I just can't wait to play for y'all and to have that home memorial, home crowd feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for those. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as a veteran player, you've had to fit into a lot of different roles. And now that you've made that transition from Texas to here in Vanderbilt, what are the leadership things that you'll be able to bring over here to really bring to Vanderbilt that really is going to help this team excel?
Well, again, experience. I'm one of the older people on the team now, and winning experience at that. I know how it feels. I know how it looks like, how it sounds like to be in a winning environment and to be part of a winning culture. So I would say carrying over that, and then also carrying over my understanding that it takes more than 5 to win. I think that's one big thing that definitely is still becoming a more of an understanding for everybody on the team. But I want everybody to feel needed on the team, because they are needed. So yeah.
Yeah. How do you communicate that? What's your communication style? That's going to help you. It's going to help you, really get to know each one of your teammates and know how to lean in and push them in different ways.
I say my communication style, it depends on the person. How I talk to somebody who's more experienced, or someone like Michaela Blakes who knows how to score, I'm going to talk to them a little bit more strictly versus somebody who's younger and newer to the experience. Like Ava Black, I might break it down for her, pull her to the side, like, hey, this is what you could change. So it changes depending on the person and experience, but there is a time and a place. Yeah.
That's been a good leader right there.
Yeah.
I like that. When you make a transition, like coming from Texas to Vanderbilt, what are you hoping to accomplish here in this environment that you didn't accomplish in that environment?
I would say what's pulling me away is new experience. I just felt like I needed a different atmosphere to grow in. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Again, there's pros and cons. And being at Texas, like, I don't regret anything, but I would say some things is my role there is just a little different than my role is going to be over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be more outspoken over here. I'm going to have a new type of confidence. I believe that my coaches have all the confidence in me. The goal is still the same, win championships and leave a better leader. My experiences and stepping into a different type of role at Vanderbilt are some of the ways that I don't think I would have had those opportunities at Texas.
Sometimes you just need a little change.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a shake up, and which then kind of sparks some new confidence. And so as you think about young athletes who are, or older athletes who are making that transition, is there any mouse traps, or is there any pitfalls that you can think of that you almost fell into because of the shiny lights? A lot going on in that portal, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would say the first thing when I entered the portal again, this new NIL process of people being attracted to money. One goal that my mom had taught me is the money's always going to come no matter what you do.
It's always going to be there.
Yeah, no matter what you do. It's really about how you fit within the program. Falling into the trap of what place is paying me the most is something that can stray people from a better experience than just going somewhere for money. Yeah. Because if people are looking at you as a dollar sign, they're also not going to care when everything hits the fan, when you get injured. Put your head down. You're still getting a free education. Yeah. You're still getting a place to sleep. You're still having all the resources, the food, the nutrition. You might not be paid as much as some other people, but if you start comparing yourself, that's another downfall, pitfall.
It sounds like in your transition that you have become very self-aware of who you were as you start to navigate those to make sure that you were in a good landing spot.
I thought high school recruiting was very overwhelming and stressful, but wanting a really good fit with college recruiting is even more stressful, because now you know some of the dirt or whatever you want to call it on some of the colleges. So
Speed dating.
Yeah, it really is speed dating. So just pulling in the concrete information and knowing, oh, this is how this coach might coach and react. Oh, I've seen how this coach treats some of, because again, the nice part is I have built friendships within other colleges. Right. So I do know a little bit. So when I did, transfer, I'm like, this is the best fit because one, they see me in high school. They know all of my abilities and how I've grown. So they're going to trust me. And two, based off of what other people have said about this coaching staff, I know it's an environment I want to be in.
Fascinating for me because, you're one of the first athletes that I've, spoken with who's really going through that whole transition piece. And our show is normally with athletes who make that transition out. And so transition is not easy, no matter when you're doing it. And then right. just hear your story in that process and having more of those foundational pieces that help you make those transitions easier that I didn't have or other guys didn't have when they were making those transitions. It's just awesome to hear that, that you're you have skills and you have tools in your toolbox that help you navigate these different spaces. Mm-hmm. So now you're transitioning not only just in the sports, you're transitioning to a new program, a new academic program. How have you, really fit into that program and start to balance, what does that look like for you? Because sounds like that is a huge focus of yours as well.
Mm-hmm. So my master's program is within medicine, health, and society. It's usually like for people on a pre-med track, but I'm taking the track because one, I got a year of eligibility, but also two, it'll help me understand sort of like the social determinants of health, especially within my psychology background, how that relates to sports psychology, which is what I plan on, getting into. But one thing about grad school that no one can really emphasize enough is how much work, exactly. How much work is it? Like, I was one to really cruise by. Like, I was getting good grades in high school and still taking really good courses. And, Texas education is still hard, but because it's a public university, you're going to have professors who are really focused on their research. So some of them might grade a little bit easier. They may understand you. Hey, that's the athlete on campus. We know them. Well, Vanderbilt is more of a prestigious private university. So
we don't see athletes.
Yeah, they don't really see athletes. If I was going to get a certificate or not, I would still be going to Vanderbilt. So I still need to experience how it's like to do real work. And the one thing that helped with that, which carried over from Texas, was my last year, or my previous year at Texas. That last semester was really hard because, again, SEC, we're traveling all the time. March Madness, we're traveling all the time. So finding ways to manage my work, I transferred that over to this. I'm not saying that it got easier because I learned how to manage my work, but it takes off a load when I know what the plan is to do the work. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, when you think about your career and where you are, what are those few intangibles that has made you who you are, but has given you the foundation that that's going to help you transition into life out of sports? One
of the intangibles is building a community, knowing that you can't do it alone. So, again, when you are by yourself, who's there with you, checking up on you? I would also say another intangible that I've built is learning to put in the work. Like, yes, I've built myself a little bit of a repertoire, but still understanding like you're not going to outcompete me. Like, I'm going to do my best every day, and I'm going to make sure that, whatever I do is my 100% effort. Because what's the point if I'm not giving 100% effort, you know?
Yeah.
And then another intangible I've built is, I would say, focusing on the little things that may make a big difference, such as sleep, eating right, and taking care of my mental.
This has been fantastic to get to know you. Welcome to Nashville. We're really excited to have you here. And, it just always amazes me when I get a chance to sit down and have a conversation with an athlete who has gone through the ups and downs and then kind of gotten to a side where they know who they are, but also know how to feed back into others. And it sounds like you're here in Nashville, and you're ready to work. And you're also ready to really pour into your teammates and the experiences that you've carried over from your previous place, that you get to leave this place better than you found it. And so really excited to track you and watch you this year. We'll be there rooting you on, cheer you on. So appreciate you joining the Intangible Podcast.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah.